Travis dropped his cigarette and stomped it out with his steel-toed boot. He'd taken up smoking again after 3 years of quitting. It was a habit his wife had despised. The smell on his breath was enough to make her face contort in disgust. He'd quit for her, seeing as her face was too beautiful to bear such an expression. Well, her face wasn't around to make that expression anymore, so there was no point in not lighting up now. "Come here, boy." Travis whistled for his pit bull, Ajax, to return to his side. As he knew his baby brother, Charlie, would be rolling up any minute now in his old pickup truck, the rusting one with big chip paint and squeaky tires, and would have his little girl, Lizzie, with him. Ajax was a big and scary-looking dog who, while aggressive, wouldn't think to attack unprovoked. Nonetheless, the dog scared the little girl to tears. Travis hated having to keep his companion chained up for more than an hour, but he loved his niece and wanted her to have a fun time at Grandma's house. Travis and Charlie's mother, Mabel, was a curvaceous woman with thinning hair, blue eyeshadow caked on her eyelids, and fiery red lipstick smeared everywhere but her lips. Mabel Cattleman was once the prom queen and desired by every man in town. She could have gone anywhere and done anything she wanted to, but opted to become a schoolteacher in the old country town she was born and raised in. She inevitably grew tired of tending to children like they were glorified swine, always stating, as she slumped down into the dirty old couch with her Coors Light to watch Sunday night football, I don't want to go to work." Travis realized his dog still hadn't returned to him. He called out for Ajax again. "Here, boy, here," he whistled, but Ajax still hadn't returned. The only sound being Mabel's favorite wind chime, the one with bundles of sage and crystals hanging from the chimes. "No, shit, you damn dog," Travis grumbled as he stomped off the front porch and into the humid night air, sun-bleached grass crunching underneath his boots, his left leg dragging behind him as usual. "Ajax," he snapped, more firmly this time. The motion of walking was painful enough, but Travis wasn't going to risk his dog's safety. That dog was the only thing that had helped him get through the years after his wife's death. The summer cold that sent her 6 feet underground. He didn't even get to keep a penny of her life insurance policy. It all went to hospital bills and the funeral. Losing his 4-legged friend too was not an option. He scratched at his beard. Cigarette ashes fell from it like snow, or maybe they were tortilla chip crumbs from last night's taco dinner. "I should try to wash up before Lizzie gets here," he thought to himself while scouring the land for his dog. "Ajax, come here, boy," he shouted again, not noticing the red splattered across the grass beneath him. Suddenly, a loud, wolf-like growl came from somewhere behind him. Travis spun around quickly, hoping deep down that that sound was coming from his beloved pet. He knew better, seeing the 6 floating red orbs shining in the darkness just beyond the tree line. Slowly, a massive wolf-like creature stalked out into the open. Its fur was darker than black, its multiple, spider-like eyes that were scattered across its large forehead burned blood red and scowled with hatred. Long yellow claws protruded from the ends of its paws, at the end of tree trunk-like legs. Blinding white canines, like swords, were bared by its deep and distorted snarl, and it had ears that were long and came to a sharp point. All the color drained from Travis's face as he stared at the monster. He had only one clear thought. That's not Ajax. Travis turned to flee, stomping and stumbling in the hope of getting away. He thought, if he could just get to a vehicle, he could be okay. He'd even settle for the rusty lawnmower that was older than him. He begged Mabel to get a new one, but she refused to part with it. Soon enough, his right leg got caught in something hidden in the grass, causing him to fall flat on the ground. Travis looked behind him, seeing the creature bounding towards him. He began to claw at the ground, trying to drag himself along, but he stopped once he realized what he had tripped over. Ajax. The truck braked with a piercing screech as Charlie pulled up outside his mother's house. She stood on the porch to greet them, her eyeshadow smearing as she rubbed her tired eyes. A little blonde-haired girl flew out of the truck before it could truly stop. "Grammy!" she squealed in delight as she leapt up into the old woman's arms. "Hello, little Lizzie," Mabel said with a smile too big for her face. "Where's Travis?" Charlie asked as he got out of the driver's seat, not feeling the need to lock the truck. Mabel's already wide smile seemed to grow even bigger, remembering the pain-filled howls and shrieks from earlier before. She was going to do it the same way he did. That would have been the poetic way, but he needed to suffer. The taste of poison wasn't good enough. "Oh, he won't be around for a while," she said simply, able to fool her son that nothing was wrong. "Now you both get inside and wash up for dinner." Mabel set the little girl down and ushered her and her father inside the house. Then she turned towards the tree line and smiled at the set of shining red eyes looking back at her. "Thank you," she whispered. The eyes seemed to bob in a nod. Mabel waved happily as the eyes disappeared, and then turned to go back inside her run-down shack, ready to crack open a beer in celebration. She had gotten her daughter-in-law's revenge. Hey there. Thank you so much for taking the time to drop by and listen to this story today. It really means a lot to me. I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so it's nice to know that there's someone out there listening. Do me a little favor, would you? Click that like button, leave a comment, and if you really feel like it, why not subscribe too? Okay, happy tales everyone. See you soon.